All right, it's Politics Monday here on The Current. About 30 minutes ago, we looked at Illinois politics, and now we're on the Iowa side. This Friday is supposed to be the end of the 2025 Iowa legislative session when lawmakers are all done. But the state budget still has to be finalized before that can happen, and it's not clear how long that will take. So it's likely the session will extend past this Friday's deadline. And there's been a lot happening. So joining us with a recap is Dana Searles of our sister station in Des Moines. Dana, I want to start with a bill that is already on Governor Reynolds' desk. It's all about anti-SLAPP, or the so-called anti-SLAPP bill, and it deals with free speech protections. What's going on here?
So this bill is all surrounded around lawsuits that target free speech and the press. Basically, what it would do, it would allow a special motion for some of these lawsuits to be expedited a little bit because the definition of SLAPP, it stands for strategic lawsuits against public participation, and it's civil lawsuits that aren't likely to prevail in court but seek to intimidate a person or news organization from exercising their First Amendment rights by threatening a costly legal battle. So this bill would essentially protect them and protect them from being drained of resources if lawsuits are threatened through them. It's pretty widely accepted. It would join 35 other states in passing this bill if it is signed into law. So basically what it would do is giving that expedited relief for those lawsuits that could be essentially, dragged out to be long, lengthy, costly lawsuits that would threaten those local newspapers.
Well, another bill that's on Governor Reynolds' desk waiting to be signed is all about citizen police review boards. I mean, there's not a ton of these in the state. There's 6 across Iowa. It includes Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and Dubuque. So what do these boards do, and why are they being banned under this proposed bill?
So these boards are essentially made up of citizens in the community, and they're able to review police conduct, police investigations, any complaints from the community on policing, and they're able to review that and just kind of make decisions and determine different police actions, I guess, from those boards. So now people want to dissolve these boards, which is what the bill would do, because they say that this has already happened. There's already regulations. There's already a set group of people who are scheduled or set to review police conduct like so. However, critics of this bill, those against this bill, believe that local control knows what's best for local cities. They think that this takes away local control and gives it to the state, and they believe that these decisions should ultimately be left up to the cities themselves and their city councils and etc. But another argument of those why they want to dissolve these boards and want to get rid of them is they say that officers can't legally go and defend themselves in these review boards. So a little bit of back and forth on this bill, two different sides, but ultimately one side is saying that it's already being done, but the other side is saying that local control knows what's best and that we should just leave it up to those local governing bodies.
All right, let's turn now to some shopping. The House already passed a bill this past Thursday that would help small town grocers pay for renovations, equipment, other things. And then separately, on the shopper end, the House also passed 2 other bills that are all about sales tax exemptions in Iowa. So if it's signed into law, what things would be exempt from a sales tax?
So it'd be a lot of your household items, things like laundry detergent, toilet paper, vitamins, and this is something that would simply, just as the bills say, it would just remove that sales tax from a lot of those items. So the state says that it would save consumers about $10 million by the year of 2030. But again, this only passed the House, so it does still have to go back to the Senate for approval. And it's only for those certain household items like laundry detergent, toilet paper, and vitamins, but all very necessary items that are bought every day.
And I think it's important too, lawmakers were told that the exemption just for soap and detergent would decrease Iowa's general fund revenues by nearly $10 million next budget year. But I want to end with another bill that is on the governor's desk. It's all about education. This bill would create school safety assessment teams in Iowa. What are those?
So basically it would allow schools to compile a group of people. It can be anywhere from, local police, juvenile court officials, mental health counselors, social workers, people in the schools. It could really be a wide variety of people, but what it would allow the board to do is allow them to talk about information of students who might pose a threat. So basically they could, talk with the community, kind of look at students and, think if they are going to pose a threat or hear tips from students, and then kind of reevaluate from there. So it actually was proposed by the Iowa Department of Public Safety. It's something that saw unanimous support in both the House and the Senate. But like I said, kind of just a group of people that would be brought together to hopefully investigate threats or potential threats to the school. And it's seen a lot of support from both chambers.
Well, Dana, I thought this was going to be our last week together, but it looks like we'll have another Politics Monday coming up next week, depending on this extension. Thank you always for your time, Dana. And for you guys at home, we've got all of our political coverage for both sides of the river up at WQAD.com. Just click on the As Seen on TV tab at the top of the homepage.